What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today I'm just going to be showing you guys how to change your wiper arm on your 99 to 04 Jeep Grand Cherokee WJ. So usually the reason why you'd be changing your wiper arm is because this one is obviously bad. The wiper blade is still good, but you can actually even see, maybe you can on camera, the center part of the arm is not fully seating down, and it leaves a streak mark, and it only grabs the two outside edges of your windshield, because this should be moving back down, but the spring on it is bad, so it is not currently working. And as you can see right here, it is not shooting itself back down. Now on your new one, it will. So if it's not shooting back down, I'm going to show you guys how to replace it and how your wiper arm actually should be. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you want to get your flathead screwdriver. It could be a tiny little baby screwdriver, and there's going to be a cap right here on top of your wiper arm. You're just going to want to go ahead and pop that cap off, and you're going to have a bolt underneath. Next up, you're going to want to grab a 15mm socket with a ratchet. You could use a hand wrench. That is completely okay. It might just take you a little longer. You can use 1/4 inch, 3/8, or a 1/2 inch ratchet. Doesn't really matter as long as you got a 15mm. Go ahead and get your 15mm ratchet on there and turn counterclockwise until the nut breaks free. Go ahead and take the nut off. Once your nut is off, just take your little clips and stuff and put them to the side. I just like to put them on the front valance over here. Now, depending on how old your wiper arm is, sometimes this can get seized on the actual bolt itself, and you might need to grab a little hammer or something to agitate around the edge. Whatever you do, try not to use a metal hammer. You can possibly just try and use a rubber mallet or maybe 2 little screwdrivers to pry upwards on it. If you get 2 flathead screwdrivers and kind of just try and pry upwards on it without breaking anything, or the wiper arm assembly underneath it, that would be good. Or like I said, just try and get a rubber mallet to agitate it to see if it breaks loose. I'm going to try and just pulling up on it and see if that comes out for me, but you guys can go ahead and do that if you need to. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to get that bolt loose, so I did have to go ahead and grab a hammer. This is the smallest hammer I could find. It's just a little metal one. I didn't have a rubber mallet on me. Don't do this, because just in case you miss, you'll hit something or break something. But I'd like to say that I know what I'm doing, but we're going to go ahead and try this out. I'm going to go ahead and agitate that wiper arm bolt and see if I can pry up on it. So let's go ahead and try that. So there you go. I made a mistake. I missed and I hit the hood. Luckily, I don't care, because this is literally just a beater car for me, and I take it off-roading and I just don't care. So luckily, I don't care about that. But like I said, if you care about your car and you miss, you're gonna do that. So mine's pretty stuck on there. I'm gonna go ahead and try some other methods, and let's see if that works. So I went ahead and grabbed some WD-40, which is amazing because luckily there's a little indentation inside the actual nut hole itself, so you can kind of just lather it with some WD-40 and it'll kind of sink down behind the threads, and it'll really get in there and loosen it up. So I'm going to let that sit for a second, and then I'm going to try pulling back up on it. So there you go. I was able to get it, and as you can see, the WD-40 leaked down on the threads, and pretty much that saved me. So make sure to get WD-40. It works, and then you can go ahead and agitate it and you can pull it up, no problem. So now that you have the arm taken off, you obviously have to take off the wiper blade itself. So there's going to be a little clip sometimes underneath. Depending on the style wiper blade you have to push down on a little tab, which is right there. So go ahead and push down on that and then push inwards. So if you push down on that tab and push inwards to unslide it from the clip, it should pop right out. So once you go to put it back on, make sure the round part is facing this way. So go ahead and put it on and wait until you hear it click. Once you hear it click, it's fully on, it's locked, then you can go ahead and reinstall it back on the car. So once you go and install it on the car, make sure you bend this upwards all the way, and you remember to put it back in the orientation that it was. And don't worry, once you put it on, you should be able to just pop it back off again until you get it back to the same orientation. You can use the wiper blade next to it to remember how it's supposed to go. So go ahead and fool around with that, see where it goes, and then once you go ahead and put it on, I'm going to show you what to do next. So once you have it back in the same orientation that you had it before, you can go ahead and you can grab your nut, and the nut is what's going to pull it back down so it tightens on those crush threads. Now make sure when you put it back on, you put it back on pretty snug, but don't overly tighten it because those are aluminum and you can definitely strip the threads. That's not what you want to do. Then you go ahead and grab your cap, stick your cap back on, and then you go ahead and you try it out and you make sure it works. All right, now the wiper arm looks good. Unfortunately, I think my wiper blade has been rubbing on the edges for too long, and it rubs the, it does clean the windshield fine, but it only leaves a tiny streak mark on the way down, but then when it goes back up, it cleans it. I'm not too worried about it. It'll probably wear back down as time goes on, but now it shoots back down and actually does what it's supposed to do. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be posting more how-to videos for you in the future. So peace out. Have a good day. I'll talk to you guys later.